Have you ever felt stuck? Caught in a frustrating cycle that you just can't seem to break? It's a really unsettling feeling. Today, we're going to dig into one of the most common versions of that pattern and what it might actually be trying to tell us.
This question right here, that's the heart of it all, isn't it? You can just feel the frustration in those words, that sense of injustice. You're trying, you're doing your job, but you keep slamming into the same wall. The reasons they give feel unfair, maybe even like a flat-out lie. And you're just left there thinking, why does this keep happening to me?
So how do we even start to unpack this? Well, sometimes the best way to understand a really complex personal pattern isn't with some big, complicated analysis. It's with a simple story. It kind of gives us a chance to see the problem from the outside looking in.
So I came across this powerful personal story. It's about this person's sister who was caught in this exact same loop at work, always getting fired or just quitting.
It was like this constant thing, A new job starts, there's a period of hope, and then, inevitably, it would all fall apart. Either she was let go or she would quit out of sheer frustration. The cycle just kept repeating itself, job after job after job.
And here's where it gets really interesting. Every time a job ended, she would explain what went down. And whether she realized it or not, she was telling the exact same story every single time. The names and places would change, but the core theme, it was identical.
So one day, after hearing his sister had left yet another job, the author just said this to his girlfriend. He didn't even need to hear the details. He could already see the punchline coming. He knew the story by heart.
And that was his girlfriend's response. That's the light bulb moment, right? How did you know? It just confirmed that the pattern wasn't just in his head. The story was so predictable, so consistent, that he could guess it without any new information.
And that just perfectly illustrates the whole idea. When we're stuck in a loop like this, we often tell ourselves the same story to make sense of it all. We create this narrative that, protects our ego, but it might also be blinding us to what's really going on.
Okay, so let's be direct here and just follow the logic. If you're the one being let go from one job after another, it's probably time to look past the individual stories and start searching for the pattern. Think about it. When you look at all those different situations, different companies, different industries, completely different people, and you strip everything else away, you're left with only one thing that's been present every single time.
It's so easy to point fingers. Oh, it was a toxic culture. My boss was a micromanager. The company was just a mess. And hey, sometimes those things are absolutely true, but can they be true everywhere, every single time?
So this is the tough part, but it's also the most important. The only constant in all of those equations is you. Now hang on, this isn't about blame. This is actually about empowerment. Because if you're the common denominator, it means you also hold the power to change the outcome. Now, it is super important to add this clarification. We are not talking about things like a big company layoff or a major restructuring. Things that are completely external and way beyond your control. We are talking about a very specific, repeated pattern of individual dismissal. Okay, so if we can accept that maybe, just maybe, we're the common denominator, what's next? Well, the next step is a really powerful one. We have to change our perspective. Let's try to see the situation through our manager's eyes for a minute. Let's break this down with a simple but really powerful checklist. Ask yourself these questions, and be honest. Number 1, are you punctual? This isn't just about being on time. It's about showing that you respect everyone else's time and that you can be counted on. 2, are you a team player? This means you support your coworkers, you put the team's goals first. A manager sees that as a huge sign of maturity. 3, can you work with minimal assistance? Look, a manager wants to build a team that can run on its own, not to handhold everyone. Showing you can take a task and just go with it, that's priceless. And number 4, are you willing to go the extra mile? Now, this isn't about working 80-hour weeks or burning out. It's about showing you actually care about the final result, not just checking off boxes. These are the things a manager really notices. Look, it can feel totally overwhelming to think about changing everything at once. So let's just end with this. Looking at that list, or just thinking about your past experiences, what is the one small behavior you could start changing today? Because breaking a big, unsettling pattern, it often just starts with a single conscious choice.